What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here after years of messing with OBS trying to look for the full screen setting. I finally found it, and it was hidden in some settings, so didn't really think to look there, but here it is. We're in full screen now, thankfully. Anyways, it is time for question of the month. You guys know how it works. I will review last month's question, and then we'll get on with this month's question. If you comment below answering this month's question, you get a free shout out next month. So with that, let's go ahead and see what you all had to say last month. So if you remember correctly, last month's question of the month was, what was the biggest thing that happened in the industry in 2018? Here's what you all had to say. Bus driver 434 said, I'd say the biggest event is when IC, Bluebird, and Thomas came out with all new electric buses. ICCE83 said when Cummins came into the market, which they've been in a lot longer than just last year, but okay. Transmarshmallow said, every incident involving buses, my district had at least 2 in 1 week. Let me guess, first student? Yep. What a surprise. Logan said when the manufactured number has a 1 and lots of zeros. Ross said, I think one of the biggest things in the industry this year was, now from my understanding, all IC buses come standard with collision mitigation, and in North Carolina we are starting to see 6-foot stop arms on our buses, although this is a very slow process. Adam said, one of the biggest things to happen in the industry this year was your part in my final project for English. I don't know, Adam, that was pretty big, so let me go ahead and throw in a quick clip for y'all right here. My right windshield replacement is a different color and it leaks. I know you out of all people noticed that. Hopefully you don't have to turn this part in. Otherwise, you know, that'll be fun. Hello, Professor, if you have to listen in. My name's Cameron. I live in Arizona. That was just a short snippet of what I had to do, so, yeah. JK, it was probably something to do with all the electric buses and alternative fuels or some weird crap, I don't know. Grant said Thomas had fires. Garrett said most of the accidents I have seen are here in Ohio and neighboring states. Yeah, they're pretty much everywhere. You're probably only seeing them because you're in Ohio. Anyways, I also have seen police officers are going to start being on some buses in certain districts to help. J. Deere the Gamer said, definitely gas visions, they've done really good this year. Jose said the biggest thing in the industry was the electric buses from Thomas, Lyon, and more. By safety, it's Jose from the 5th of December. Yes, I remember who you are. Austin said, the IC charge. Insert laugh track here. And then he said, in all serious though, I agree that safety was one of the biggest turning points in the industry. Caleb said, electric buses, IC charge, Thomas, Julian, Bluebird Electric, CNG and gas-powered buses, stop arm running problems, people running them, lots of school bus accidents this year in Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, and the Indiana Central School Bus getting 2019 Bluebirds for the first time since 2011. Jesus said, I think something that was pretty neat was, yes, of course, the electric school buses started coming into play, which was pretty much the biggest thing. But I also found something interesting that Thomas added, the STARS safety anchor removable seat system on their safety liners. But most likely the biggest event of the industry was Cameron driving that 2000 Amtran RE this year. You know, I'm going to have to disagree and say it was that Crown that I drove. Crafting Twins said the entire electric bus craze right now, Bluebird, Thomas, and IC are rushing to get their new electric buses out, while companies such as Lion have been doing it for a couple years now. And there you go, those are y'all's answers to the question. Here we go with this month's question, which will kind of go with last month's question, and if you've been on the channel for a couple years, I think I've asked the same question in January, but what do you think is going to be the biggest thing that happens in the industry in 2019? So in 2017 and early 2018, of course, we did see electric buses become more of a thing. Now, with stuff like the Julie and the Charge, we haven't started to see them actually implemented in school districts, and I think that by the end of this year, we're going to start seeing some out on the road being used as normal route buses. One of the other things I think that's going to happen this year is we're going to see a redesign of either a Thomas or an IC product. Now, the reason I list those two are because Bluebird has been pretty much keeping up to date, updating their stuff, more so than Thomas and IC have. We have the 3rd generation Vision. I mean, it's really 2.5 if you ask me, but that came out in what, like 2015? Even so, the basis for it came out in 2008. The T3 was introduced not too long ago as a replacement to the D3. And then the Microbirds have always kind of looked pretty modern to me, so I don't think they really need a redesign. But for Thomas and IC, we've seen that IC has kept the CE the same since 2005, and the overall concept of the RE since, like, the 90s. Of course, if you look at it, yeah, it's been updated, sure, yeah, whatever, but it's essentially the same exact thing. So for Thomas, the C2 has been around since 2004, and the HDX has gone through 2 iterations, the HD and the HDX, starting in 2001, but the last real update was 2003 when it changed to the HDX. The EFX was introduced in 2012, so that's not really in need of an update, and I think that looks pretty modern anyway. The HDX still looks pretty modern if you ask me though, so I don't think that would be the one to get a redesign. So I'm thinking that we're going to see some sort of redesign on a bus from someone. And from what I've been seeing, there are a lot of very knowledgeable and well-known people in the community who are thinking the same exact thing, putting their money that there's going to be a redesign fairly soon for some of these products. Alright guys, so that was my answer to the question. Let me know down below what y'all are thinking. If you answer something related to the question, you get a free shout out next month. So there you go. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical red button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it, down and care where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or no bus will ever be redesigned again. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy in a random street. I don't care, don't get raped. So yeah guys, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching.